Dog.
All right, Coach, let's go ahead and get an opening statement from you about the game.
You know, I just thank God for bringing these guys here to be a part of this. You know, it's just a long process and a lot of work that we put in. You know, a plan and a vision that, you know, I first sold to administration, sold to the players for these 4 years to be ready for this year. And I hoped and prayed it would turn out like this, but the fact that it's actually happened, I'm just so thankful for APU, these men that I get to coach. Every day is better than the last, and you know, the way we just continue to build over the course of the season and prepare ourselves for these moments like these tournament games. It's like I'm kind of just releasing them and launching them each game to go out and do what they do and be us, you know. And it's been awesome having the best seat in the house to watch them grow up, and you know, the heart and chemistry and character of this team is it's like nothing I've been a part of, and I just couldn't be more proud and excited for what we've accomplished here together.
Questions?
The idea that first-year eligible program playing a second-year eligible program in the regional final. Is this a trend? Is this something that we're going to be seeing year after year after year? Because it looks, just from the way Pac-West teams were seeded in this tournament and the way all of those old GSAC teams have lifted everybody else's game, that you guys have brought something to this region that is going to be hard to stop.
You know, we always knew that we had a great caliber of basketball in the GSAC. And the GSAC was special, but we outgrew the NAIA. And this is where the home where we needed to be. We knew that, and we made that move. You know, there was a focus amongst, you know, those institutions that made this transition to be excellent. You know, for us, it's trying to strive for God-honoring excellence. We're not going to cut corners. We're going to do it the right way. Our kids are achieving higher GPAs and graduation rates than we ever have before, and it's building the whole person. That's what we're about. And you know, and I'll just say this, you know, just speaking for, you know, us, Cal Baptist, you know, Point Loma, others that made the transition. I've known Rick Roy a long time. You know, we started in this business about the same time, and you're not going to find two more competitive people than the two of us. And we're going to bring it every game, you know. And so, yeah, you know, ideally, you know, the Pac-West continues to grow, to get stronger, and you know, at the end of the day, I think it's gonna force the rest of the region to step up, and I think we could make this the strongest region in the nation, you know, if we keep building. And there's a lot of great coaches, a lot of great schools, and you know, it's a tremendous opportunity we have to be something special in Division II.
For Troy and Kevin, being the players that had to buy into what Leslie was talking about a few moments ago, can you just kind of take us through what you guys are experiencing?
No. I didn't know coming in 3 years ago that this was going to happen. This was a long time, a lot of hard work from Kevin, me, the other three seniors in there, Rob, Andy, Kristen. I mean, the amount of work that has gone in behind doors that nobody sees is just, you can't even imagine. How much we care about each other, the game, the school. It's just special, and it's like nothing I've ever experienced.
Yeah, just to add to that, you know, my freshman year I was a part of the GSAC, and just looking back now and seeing how long of a process it's been, and just last game at APU against our crosstown rivals, just showed them what an APU program does and is capable of doing, you know. And it started at the beginning, and it's come all this way, and it's just I'm so happy to be a part of it, beyond words.
This one's for Kevin and Troy as well. Could you guys just talk about you guys both being starters? Your bench had 32 points tonight, and I know Troy last night you talked about how deep your team is. Can you guys just speak to how good it feels to have guys coming off the bench that can just never let the bar go down and just keep it going. 32 points off the bench. Just speak about how deep your team is.
That is how much Lydell Cardwell cares about the game is it doesn't show in the box score every night. The kind of teammate he is, the kind of person he is. Seeing him do that tonight was special.
Yeah, it gives you such a boost of confidence. You know, there's a lot of great teams, but you know you get that extra confidence because you know that this is a complete team. This is a program. When you get subbed in for, someone's gonna have your back and you know get after it for you just as hard as you played. And maybe your shot's not falling, but you know that's all right. The next guy's coming in, he's got confidence and he's gonna pick you up where you fall. So that's huge. To give one specific name. You know, Lydell, obviously, but to give one specific name, I'd miss, you know, 4 or 5 other guys. So it's tough to say something like that. So
this is for Kevin as well. You kind of rose up to another level here during this tournament. It's evidenced by your presence on the all-tournament team. Is that something that going into it you kind of felt, or did you just get hot and kind of carry through the weekend?
I just believed in the system all along, and you know, it's a credit to all my teammates that, you know, Troy, Rob, I got all my shots off them yesterday. They got in the lane, sacrificed their body, got me open looks, and, you know, our bigs were working hard. And, I mean, I struggled with confidence a little bit early in the season, but, I mean, I'm shooting the ball with confidence and, you know, letting my defense keep me going, keep me energized, and, I can't say I'm hot right now. I can't say anything about that, but I mean, I'm glad we won this game.
For Troy, you guys started off a little bit slow tonight, but I'm kidding. No, you kind of got the feeling at halftime. No, it was close, 35-33, you guys up 2. But you kind of got the feeling that one of the teams, whether it be you or Cal Baptist, would make a 10, 12, 14-point run there. And once that happened, it seemed like it put the other team back on the heels, obviously. And you guys came out, and that run ended up being like 27-8, and just blitzed them right there. What did you guys talk about? And I guess for Coach, you too. What did you guys talk about at halftime to come out and just catch fire like that and kind of put the game on ice at that point?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily us catching fire. I think, especially late in that first half, we had a couple of defensive breakdowns. Myself made a bad gamble, leads to a 3. Not talking on a switch, leads to another 3. And there was just a couple plays that we gave them in the first half that let them stay in the game with us. And so I think we kind of looked at each other at half. Coach made a great point at half, and we knew if we shored those little details up on defense, that it would lead to our offense because it didn't let their pressure get set. It didn't let the way that they want to get up and deny get set. So once we got some stops, we were able to kind of get the ball rolling on offense, and then it just spiraled downhill from there.
And for the first time in over a decade, an APU team has now gone undefeated at home for the whole year. This is the last game you two seniors have played in the Felix Event Center. What's been so special about playing here for you guys?
Well, Jay-Z did an awesome job. John Root. Jay-Z got it going. John Root got it going. And, you know, you saw today. I mean, we pulled the bleachers out the first time we played CPU. We pulled them out again. And we played them here again. And, you know, they do all the little things. You know, we talk a lot about doing the little things on defense and offense, but the Zoo does the little things. They go out, they sacrifice their time, they put posters all over Azusa, they bring flyers for after chapel. Man, they give it to guys. They give it to our opponents. They have some good material, you know. So it's just so fun playing for, you know, we talked about the bench having our back, but the Zoo having our back too. That's something really special, and that's something that we've built from my freshman year to here that I'm so proud of.
This is for all of you. How long are you going to take to enjoy the win before you get back to work?
Coach? Here at Azusa Pacific, I teach. I have class at 7:30 in the morning. I'll be back to work in the morning. Yeah. But, I mean, we'll take a couple days off of practice, but if I tried to tell them to take 2 days off and stay out of the gym, it'd be a mutiny. They're going to be in there tomorrow, you know, getting their reps up, getting their shots, you know. That's who we are. You know, we're in a great rhythm right now, and you know, we need to stay there. You know, and the way for us to do that is to stay in the gym and to push each other. We got after each other in practice last week in preparation for this. I mean, we got after it, and I pushed them. You know, a lot of them more than they wanted to be pushed. But the postseason's different, and you know what? We're going to do it again, and we're going to get ourselves ready to come out and play well in Indiana.
Coach, you played on a lot of championship teams, coached a lot of championship teams before this one. If you look at the 3-year progression for this group, you know, going from about 500 to 17-10 to this year, at what point in that 3-year stretch did you realize that the team was capable of something like this?
Well, I looked at them about 2 years ago, you know, their sophomore year, and I could tell that they wanted it. They wanted to work. They hated losing. All right, I mean, these two are miserable losers. Okay, miserable. All right. We've worked through that, and it's not just them; it's the guys on the team. But that group, that time, and as soon as we knew that, you know, as a staff that we had that, we knew we had their attention, and they were willing to come in and compete. Last year, we lost a lot of games at the end of games. We had too many poor starts last year, and we talked about that a ton. And they went into this off season, and I knew we were going to take a trip to Costa Rica, and I'd get them in August. And my plan was to get them ready for the season in that time early. I didn't expect all but, you know, almost the entire team. Okay, a couple young guys are still learning. Okay, but all the vets, they came back in better shape. They were ready to practice full speed day one at that time. Troy lost 20 pounds so he could close out games. You know, I mean, I'm looking at these guys, and they transformed their bodies, their ability to do more work. You know, I mean, to practice harder. We practice less time than we ever have because of how hard they go. Then they go out and they do their stuff to keep their rhythm and their shots on their own. You know, it's just that process of getting them to that point to where I can look at them and tell them to manage their bodies, and they're able to. They get their homework done, they get enough sleep, and they get enough reps. You know, most kids in college don't know how to manage their time. You know, I got to give a shout out to Kevin Wilch. Okay, I mean, he just works with Kevin Stafford endlessly to do his calendars for laying out his week so he can have his time to sleep, to have fun, but also to make sure he's getting everything else done. These guys have grown up, you know, and how to manage that and to be productive consistently, because this is a marathon, you know. Now it's turning into a sprint, you know, late in the year, but this has been a marathon. It's been a grind, and to go in and day out with that, you know, that's just been developed over this time, and that's what you get, you know, with games like that.
If you can define the season in one word, what would you give it?
What's up on the wall?
Sacrifice.
I would say sacrifice. You know, we've got, you know, I've said before, we have the most amazing managers that you could ever imagine that come in here, and they've shagged thousands and thousands of balls this year. They do those little things. Okay, no one gives them any credit, but we love them. Okay, I mean, the assistant coaches, the work that they do. You know, I mean, I you know, everybody calls my name out. I get to cut the net down. You know, that they're amazing, all of them. They're amazing with what they do. You know, and you know, all these guys. You know, they just want to win. They want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and they all sacrifice. I mean, you know, when you have guys that are just phenomenal players, and a matchup doesn't allow them to get in the game as much as I know they want to, but they're the first ones up cheering. They're the first ones buying in, talking to guys when they come out of the game. I mean, they're willing to sacrifice for the case of this team. We have no cancers, okay? I mean, we have, you know, guys who just are energy givers consistently to each other, and that takes a very mature mindset. And but that sacrifice has been evident throughout the program of just working for the sake of a teammate.
Now, this is the 10th time that APU's been to the Elite Eight. What does this mean to the team and to the program, to the school?
Well, for me, I think I've been to most all of them, either as a player or as a coach. This is who we are, and this is who we want to be consistently. This is the standard we want to set for ourselves. You know, first people to celebrate on the floor, guys that played in the 90s here. Okay? This is everything. You know, these guys, they're going to be back, you know, when they're done. I mean, this program is about building champions the right way. And, winning is a byproduct of how we do this game. And, I think that it's definitely who we are. We want to go out and, honor God, with just doing everything, with God-honoring excellence. That's the intention. We want to go out there and use the talents and abilities we've been blessed with to their fullest. And that's who this program is. That's who APU is. And, we're not going to go out and ask for permission to be great. We're going to go out and we're going to do what it takes day in and day out to earn it.
What sets this team apart from previous teams you've taken to the Elite Eight?
Honestly, this team probably has, well, for starters, probably the least amount of dunks in the history of a championship team.
I got one.
Yeah, right? No, seriously. It's okay. No, we don't pass the eye test. And it's when everybody's done playing us or after the fact, they're like, man, you guys are pretty good. Even going into this tournament, people were saying we shouldn't have been the host. That there are other better teams, hotter teams. That's fine. All it did was fire us up. We don't pass the eye test, but I'll tell you what, we're going to bring it out there every day, every possession.
Hey, Troy, Coach touched on it earlier, and I noticed that we covered you guys last year and the year before, and you had a nice year last year, but you did come in as like, oh, there's Troy. Where? Oh, that's Troy. Like, you're different. different. You lost a lot of weight and everything like that, and you talked about, but you had a good year last year, but instead of resting on your laurels, you came in, you wanted to do more to get better. What went into that to just, because you probably did lose about, 20, 25 pounds?
Yeah, it was about 20 pounds. More went into that than I think anyone can know. It was just a complete lifestyle change for me.
Yeah.
From diet to work ethic to, I knew coming in, I think, knowing that we were postseason eligible this year, being my last year, kind of fueled that fire a little bit. And just looking back on film, realizing that I let my teammates down last year late in games because my body wasn't where it needed to be. And that's what fueled me more than anything, is I didn't want to let these guys down again. So I wanted to put myself in a position where, if I missed a shot late, if I didn't do what I was supposed to do late, it wasn't because I wasn't ready, it was just because I missed the shot. So I wanted to make sure that my body, my skill set, everything was at the right place to where I couldn't let Kevin, Coach, any of these guys down.
Yeah.
So that's what fueled it the most.
A lot of it was stamina.
Yeah, that was the main part of it.
Yeah. And it seems like it worked. You did take it to the next level pretty much. So.
Yeah, that's what I hope to do. So let's hope we can keep going next week and the stamina can carry us through to a national championship.
Kevin, we asked Coach a little bit about the championship caliber, all the teams that he's been a part of. How much of his experience, maybe as a player, just with Azusa specific, does he give to you guys, and in what ways does he impart that to you guys?
Yeah, well, I think he's gotten a lot of comments, and he's told us that we kind of embrace his identity. He's got this fire, this passion, and a lot of people say you go out and do the ugly things, but the ugly things is what makes basketball beautiful, and that's what we showed out there tonight. So, with that, he embraces and he teaches play with the passion and play with his identity, and it's gonna work and it's gonna be pretty. We don't pass the eye test, but we play great basketball and we play APU basketball. So I think that's what I see the most.
And Justin, how does it feel to hear players say that about the way you coach?
Well, I'm just
Coming from me.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kevin's saying he's taking my identity. Kevin plays a lot how I play, just a different position. It's a guy you want on your team you don't want to play against. And, as he said, we do things out there together that other people, the majority, don't even realize the little details of what we work on, from spacing to reads to talks to audibles, stuff like that. And we love the fact that we get to go out there and, you know what, you go completely under the radar. How'd they do that? We were doing it right in front of your face and you didn't even realize it. The game within a game. I want these guys to be winners. I want them to have confidence. I want to prepare them. And there's a whole lot of ways you can go about doing that. And it takes a tough kid to play for me, to buy in. There's no prima donnas in our program. I'll break them down. We're going to do things the right way, and we're going to work. And these guys are tough. They get after each other, and it's just a blast to be a part of every day.
Great.
Coach Croy's issue? Was it he called a timeout and he didn't have one? Was that what it was?
Correct.
Going on? I was kind of up high, so I couldn't tell exactly.
Yeah,
what
they
happened.
they were out of timeouts.
Oh,
and
he didn't know.
then, yep, called it.
Yeah, I guess I could be a little frustrated.
Yeah, I know. It'd been nice if Troy would have made the free throws.
Yeah, I think he hit one. Wait, he hit a toe. He hit the tech.
Dropped him under 90, right? Next time.
All right, congratulations there, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
All right.